It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep.
You know, I reported probably a year ago that Jeff Bezos was divorcing his wife and leaving her for his girlfriend, and it was going to cost him half of his then $137 billion net worth. You know, we knew the story. We got past it. Okay, Jeff Bezos moved on, bought his way to freedom. Recently, the same girlfriend now, the one he left his wife to be with, has proven my theory that I'm well known for speaking. That if you give a woman an inch, she's gonna take a mile before you even know she's got the second inch. This is a crazy story, man, and it is one that proves my point that nothing is ever enough for a woman. But we'll get more into depth about this story now, man. Y'all stay tuned. You're gonna love this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff.
Chuck Diesel.
Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, who first reported it, Lauren Sanchez, you know, she's the girlfriend that he left his wife for. She sent raunchy photos of him and text from him to her brother, Michael Sanchez. Now, first of all, that already leads you to wonder, what does her brother have going on? You know, what are his preferences? You know, what desires is he trying to feed? But I beg you to look a little bit deeper than that. You see, the National Enquirer has possibly tried to use the messages as blackmail. And before we get into that, let's talk about the reasons behind this. Now, it's easy to look and say, well, her brother is on some funny stuff, but no, let me tell you what happens. When you think about a man like Jeff Bezos being worth tens of billions of dollars, he may be even back on the $100 billion trail. I don't know. I'm not keeping up with his paper like that. We do know he's a billionaire and probably still the world's richest man. But because you're worth billions doesn't mean that you have a availability of cash to cash people out with. See, what happens is she gets to live the billionaire jet set lifestyle, but he's probably not cashing her out a lot. She probably wears the finest threads, but I mean, you know, what's a $5,000 bag to a billionaire? $5,000 bag to a billionaire, $5,000 is toilet paper to a billionaire. Not even toilet paper, it's low quality toilet paper. It's that toilet paper you get from a convenience store that's one ply and feels like sandpaper. It's not even Charmin. But I'm gonna tell you what happens in these scenarios. When a chick like this gets a hold to a billionaire who's obviously caught up on her, I mean, he left his wife for the woman and risked losing half his fortune. She wants to spread the wealth to the rest of her family. So since she couldn't get Jeff to cash out on her, and she didn't have access to no paper, she said, I'm going to give my brother away to make some money. So she sends him the raunchy photos and racy text, quote unquote, and tells him to sell them and make some money off of them. See, they like to use the word leaked, which would give the average individual the concept that he just gave them to him for free. No, he didn't give them to them for free. He sold them. And so now that begs the question, how does Jeff Bezos respond to this? I'll tell you how he should respond versus how he will respond. How he will respond is he'll do absolutely nothing and this chick will continue to be on his team. He might as well keep her. You understand? It took quite a hit to get her. But what he also has to do is understand female nature. He's got to accept the fact that these are the types of things that he's going to have to deal with as long as he's dealing with a female in close proximity. Any man who sends a female a raunchy photo, it could be anywhere at any given time and show up in anybody's phone or anybody's email or on anybody's Instagram feed. It can show up anywhere. I did a video a while back, man, about how lame it is to send nude pics to women. I don't care if it's your old lady. It's lame to send nude pics to women because you put yourself in a position to be treated in a way that women complain about being treated, like a piece of meat by whoever. And the thing is, you never know whose hands those photos are gonna get into. Like this, Jeff Bezos, he probably wouldn't have mind if she had sent these photos to her sister. That's another woman. She sent them to her brother. So now her brother has whatever these images are at his fingertips, at his availability, at his disposal. So who knows what he's doing with those photos? And I don't know about you, but the concept of some man pleasuring himself to images of me is not a very inviting thought. It's not a very intriguing thought. And it's not something that makes me smile and giggle. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the position you put yourself in. So the bottom line is, this comes down to a matter of trust. And no matter how much you enjoy a woman, no matter how alive she makes you feel, no matter how full of joy you think you are, when it comes to this woman, you still have to understand that she is a woman, and the principles of femininity, as well as the energy of hypergamy, not only permeates her being, but dominates and controls her being. Now, this is in no way a knock on Miss Lauren Sanchez. She's doing what a woman does. This happens to men who are much less wealthy than Jeff Bezos. So being a billionaire and one of the most world-renowned men on the planet, of course you run the risk of this happening. Because guess what? No matter who you are, and no matter how long a woman has been with you and how much she tells you she loves you, there is always someone that she puts before you. And that someone will always be able to reap whatever benefits she can glean from you and transfer to that person. In this case, it just happens to be the weird scenario of sharing this man's raunchy photos. And who knows what raunchy means? Raunchy could be nude shots. Now her brother has your nude shots. Who knows what the pictures were? This could have possibly included some videos. Maybe he didn't release the videos, because you run a real risk of getting yourself into some issues when, because Jeff Bezos has the type of money, man, where you can prove some revenge porn if you share videos. Man, it could be some video, man. What if there's video of this man doing some things that were only for this woman's eyes, man? And now this other man has it. Yo, let me tell you something, man. You have to understand. I said it once, I said it twice, and now I'm going to say it thrice. You have to understand that if you give a woman an inch, she's going to take a mile before you even realize she has the second inch. Call it crafty, call it conniving, call it cutthroat. I call it femininity. And that's what you should call it as well. If you're going to deal with women in this society, brother, get used to it. This is what takes place. This is why I recommend you don't give any inches at all. Unless you're talking about the inches that put them in pinches. If you catch my drift. Hey, y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. And also you women. I'd be interested to hear your take on this as well. I'm out.
Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this real. And as always, alpha's up, beta's down. Peace.